I've seen landed cost from both sides now.
Moons and Junes and Ferris wheels, the dizzy days.
What's up, everybody? Mel here again with Sunrise Compass. We recently released an episode about landed cost with Maddie, and she gave us a great overview about what landed cost is and some of the financial aspects of it. But I also wanted to know more about the supply chain side, so I brought in Miss Carly Goff here, who has recently used it on one of her projects.
Hey, Mel.
What's up, Carly?
Thanks for having me. Happy to be back.
Yeah, welcome to the studio for the first time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Excited to be here.
Okay, so tell me, what to you is the main difference between supply chain and finance for the landed cost module?
Mostly, finance is worried about setting up auto costs and making sure the accruals are working accurately as you're shipping goods from foreign countries. Meanwhile, supply chain is more focused on the tracking of those containers, making sure they're getting tracked through customs, through shipping, and making sure we have accurate dates for MRP and for the warehouse.
So what are the main configurations that you have to do to enable that tracking?
Yep. So while finance sets up auto costs and accruals, the supply chain side is mostly worried about setting up journey templates and activities and the tracking control center. But let's also make sure we're all on the same page about some different vocabulary words that are used a lot in landed cost. So hear a lot about voyages, shipping containers, folios, journeys. Voyages. You could think of a voyage as like a giant cargo ship. So we're all familiar with that one ship that got stuck in the Suez Canal a while back. Think of that cargo ship as your voyage. And then on those cargo ships, we have shipping containers. Mm-hmm. And those shipping containers are exactly what you imagine, a container, and you can have multiple shipping containers on the voyage. Then we've got folios, which can be a grouping between multiple shipping containers or one shipping container, and that kind of groups products together by different shipping regulations. And then we have journeys. Think of it as like a plane and all the stops you have along to get to your final destination. And you usually create these journeys based on the port-to-port combination. So if it's going from Thailand to LA Long Beach port, that would be a journey.
Okay, so now we've got the terminology down. What else do you need to configure inside the system?
Yeah, there's two very important places you need to go configure, which is your journey templates and the tracking control center. The journey templates, you need to set those up because that's going to control the journey that the voyage is going to take from one port to another port or to your final warehouse. And then the tracking control center, which is where you go to configure all of your lead times, your dates, and making sure the statuses are accurate for your voyages and shipping containers.
Ooh, this tracking control center thing sounds kind of cool. Can you show it to me?
Yeah, I'd love to. One of the most important configurations for the landed cost module are the journey templates. So let's go take a look at them. Under the landed cost module, multi-leg journey setup, journey templates. Usually you set up a journey template for each port-to-port combination that your shipping containers can take. So this is going from Shanghai to Long Beach. And then the lines are anything you want to track along this journey. So usually you'll track a port departure date, port arrival dates. This is just tracking the date it leaves Shanghai, the date it's received in transit. Additionally, you could track onboard dates, port arrival dates, shipping dates, and whatnot. In addition to the line section, up here you have the tracking control center. And there are three main types in the tracking control center: blank, lead time, status. Blank is to set up any dates you want to push from the voyage onto purchase order lines or the goods in transit order. Lead times let us set default lead times for different activities. So this is saying for the ETA activity from Shanghai to US, it's going to have a lead time of 30 days. And the invoicing activity from Shanghai to US will have a lead time of 2 days. This helps just estimate how long the different legs will take. And then lastly are the status updates. This is to automatically update the voyage status anytime something happens on the voyage. And now let's go take a look at this in action. So if we go to a voyage, we can see this voyage here has our Shanghai to Long Beach journey template. And if we go to the top in the tracking center, we see our different lines of this journey template. And we see our lead times coming into play here. We've got our 30 days and our 2 days. And then lastly, we can see our voyage status has a status of 20. To make sure you have accurate dates for MRP, really important to be setting up those journey templates accurately.
Okay, so that seems like it can get pretty complex. Is there a way for smaller companies to use the landed cost module?
Yes, most definitely. So the thing about landed cost is you can make it as simple or complex as you would like. So I've been on a project where we do a lot of complexity and we're tracking tens of hundreds of dates on each voyage. But then we have other journeys where we're only tracking 1 or 2 dates, like a ship date and arrival date. So it all depends on what dates you want to track and how complex you want to get in your configurations. One other thing to note is if you have EDI capabilities, EDI can update these dates for you. So it's much easier to track more dates on these shipping containers. If you don't have EDI, a lot of it could be manual, so it's much easier to go the more simple route if you're doing manual updating.
All right, so any final thoughts for us?
Yeah, the last thing I'd note is that the landed cost module doesn't really play nice with advanced warehousing sometimes. So if you want to be able to send outbound loads, it might be better to keep with advanced warehousing in the TMS module instead of using landed cost. I will note that you can receive using the mobile device from Voyages. They do have a couple of setups for that, but it's just a little complex if you want to ship from an advanced warehouse and use Voyages. And a quick plug, if you're ever tasked with setting up the landed cost module from scratch, I highly recommend the Microsoft Learn module. It's a good place to go learn the vocabulary, learn about the configurations, and it'll walk you through how to set it up from scratch.
Oh yeah, and those modules are actually great for everybody, whether you're from the finance side or the supply chain side. Getting the full picture of something like landed cost can really only help you. All right, catch y'all next time on Sunrise Compass. See you later.